everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these cute paper tags. These say thank you using your Silhouette print and cut feature and our TRW magic foil. Alright, so now to the Silhouette Studio designing part. Let's open my document. I can have my scallop circle in here right now. So the first thing I want to do is adjust my workspace. We're going to go to Design Page Settings. This is going to be printed on 8.5 by 11 size cardstock. So do 8.5 by 11. So you can see it's been resized. So let's now turn on our registration marks. Registration marks, we'll do default type 1. And now they're all set. I always do the default. Now we need to resize our doily. I want this to be about 2.5 inches. Let's go to scale and I will type in 2.5. You can see it's cute, it's little, it's right there. Let's type our text. So we'll do thank. And I did Control A to highlight it all. And I'm going to do a nice script called Braden Script. I think it's cute. And then I'm going to do Alt, drag it over to make another copy. This carries over the properties of it, and then I'm just going to change that to you. I'm going to align it the way I'd like it, and now let's weld it. And we don't really need to weld because we're printing it, but I like to make it a habit. Now it's welded. I'm going to do Control E. Now I've made it a compound path. Let's fill that in. So we have thank you. Now I want this in my doily, so I'm going to size it down, highlight both of these, and center it. Cool, so now I have it centered in my design. It looks pretty nice, and I might even shrink it down just a little bit more. And the nice thing about this is because we're printing it, we don't have to worry about the cut lines with our silhouettes messing up. I have it set up, I like it. Let's group it together, Control G. Now we want to make the most use of our space, so we're going to click on that. Go to your replicate panel and then fill page. So we have 6 set up. They're nice and even. We have our registration marks ready. So now we need to mark to Silhouette what will be cut and what will not be cut. So let's go over here and we're going to highlight all of these and ungroup them. So that separates our text from our cut lines. So we'll go over here and I'll select by fill. So black, we have it filled in with our text. Go to cut settings and then do no cut. So now you can see my little scallop circles have that thick red line around it because it's going to be cut, but my thank you does not. And because my scallop circles do not have a fill right now, they won't print when I send it to my printer. So now I'm just going to go over, send it to my printer, and then I'll be ready for the next step. My print came through. You can see it only printed thank you, and now I have these registration marks. These are important to make sure they stay dark because the eye in your Cameo will read it and try and want to cut around it. So I'm going to take my mat, take my cover off, and then load it onto your mat like you would any other cardstock or any other material. Let's find the corner. All right, so we have our paper loaded. Let's adjust our roller. We have it right here. And then load it like you would any other time you have your mat. You're going to line it with that line. Load cut mat. Great. So now Silhouette in the software has it as a print and cut. So we're going to go over there. It has registration marks still checked. And now I'm going to press cut and it'll send it through. So it's looking for the registration marks. My cut has finished. Let's unload it. We'll move this out of the way. So it cut around it very nicely. First step is to take this outside part. And you can see my cardstock curled as I did that. To prevent the curling of my tokens, I'm going to flip it over and roll the mat away instead of the paper. This will keep the paper flat. And this also works for vinyl. If you want to take your vinyl off the mat without curling it, it's the same process. And we'll have to scrape these off, but I'll go ahead and leave that there for now. We have our thank you tokens. They're set up just like this. So now what I need to do is I need to place my foil on these. I have foil. This is a scrap piece left over from another project, but because the actual foil part of these is very small, it's perfect for what I'm doing here. I'm going to go over and I'm going to cut some small pieces to fit onto my doilies. Now you can see my foil is cut to the correct size. If you want to make sure it stays, you're more than welcome to use washi tape to tape it down. I'm going to leave it this way and set it up on my heat press. My doilies and the foil are set up on my heat press. You can see that my foil is brought right on top of there, so when the press goes down, it should position itself right on top. I'm going to use my protective cover sheet just to be safe. We'll use that to lay it on top of my foil. My press is set at 200 degrees. I'm going to press it for about 5 seconds, maybe even 7. Now you need to be careful. You want to make sure your foil's not coming up with your cover sheet, because then that will cause your foil to flake on your doilies. So you can see the foil's kind of sucked into there. And now we have little foiled thank yous. So let's bring this out of the heat so we can peel it better. Alright, so now my foil is cool. I'm going to bring this up closer so you can see where it's been suctioned down. Let's grab a corner. And now you can see the foil is sticking to where it was printed, because it was printed with a laser printer. Now remember, foil works with ink printed on a laser printer, not inkjet. It's a cool little gift. You can make something like this to go with your products as you sell, or even just a little thank you to give to people. If you have any other questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com.